I really don't have time to be making a video right now because it's like, 9 in the morning and I probably should be at work. But not having set hours ever gives you the flexibility to make a video at this time of the day. But that's something on my mind. So one, I'm like basically single because I already went through like a breakup with my ex, but like right when we were breaking up, like literally like the chunk of time wherein it takes like approximately, a few conversations, maybe like 3 or 4 days, maybe a week, to be honest, to actually break up. Because when you've been with somebody for almost 2 years, on top of like, we had a history, we've known each other for 7, we already dated for 2.5 years before this last 2 years. So it's not that simple, it's not like that, but it was almost half mutual, basically. And then I wanted it to be like done. And then I kind of like was like, okay, we'll talk later. But the later never happened, and my ex's family is fucked. Like fucked in the sense of like legal fucked. Like I'm talking like jail fucked. So I've not had any communication with my ex at all. Like no idea at all what's going on. Phone has been like disconnected, and when you first think about it, you're like, oh shit, like I was blocked. But that's not the case, because I'm getting text messages from my ex via apps, and it's like hi, or like a sentence, and it's like, it's weird. So it's like my ex exists in this world, or this alternate universe that I have no grasp on, and it's like, it would be really chill to get closure. However, I'm not one to wait around for closure, so I'm basically living life as if I am single, because I am. I just like, this one's ... over here, but it eventually will be a period. It's not gonna be like ... exclamation point. So in doing such, I'm talking to people, and it is what it is, and I'm having fun, and I've had people like throw themselves at me, and I've had people like straight up, let's do this, and I'm like, can't. And it's cause like I'm not over my ex, but at the same point, like I like to use that as an excuse, because it's like sometimes I'm just not that into you. Isn't that a movie? I don't really know. I don't watch movies that are chick flicks, but it sounds like a movie like that. But ultimately, then I got this one friend who is, by the way, this video is completely all over the place. I actually just woke up with all these thoughts, and normally I would just write them in my book, but I'm not. So I got this friend, and we'll call this friend, Sharpie. And Sharpie's, going through a difficult time. Sharpie's mom is dying, and from a terminal illness, and I'm alright friends with Sharpie. We're going to be in the Dead Parents Club together eventually, and once you're in that club, it's like an unspoken it's like you just know. It's like if you're not in the Dead Parents Club, you don't get it. You don't get like how simply complicated it is to be like, oh, like my mom died, oh, your dad died, and that's like it. Like you just know the feelings for the most part. You always have those individuals who had parents that were like pricks and like treated them terrible, yeah, but like for the most part, even those people, you grieve your parents, and it's just an understanding you have. So I've been hanging out with my friend, and like Sharpie's mom's about to pass away, like in a few weeks, and we were going back and forth about like how with my mom it was completely like unexpected. Like it was like boom, you get the call, whereas with Sharpie's mom, it is like doctors being okay, like your mother has like 2 weeks to live, okay, like, but like that pattern's happened over time. So like the mother had like a year to live, then like was supposed to have 3 months, ended up living like 6 more months, like, and now it's like, okay, no, now we only have a few weeks to live. So Sharpie's perspective is like, wow, like I wish I had your situation where your mom just like and died, versus like the the angst and anxiety and like the anticipation and the dread of like waiting, and it could happen any second. And it's like, people die, and that's just like life. And to be completely honest, you know, I find this feeling with like my grandparents, because it's like, they're fucking old, like they're gonna die. It's not really gonna be by like accident. Even if like one of my grandparents had like a stroke, chances are that stroke is attributed to their age, versus like they just got a stroke. Like, so you kind of like anticipate, you know, your grandparents are about to die, it just is what it is. And then like, what do you do in that situation? So I personally, I like to try and see my grandmother at least once, if not once every week, if not every other week. That's just me. I love my grandma. Like my grandma, I can't even talk. Literally can't talk about it. She's doing fine, but the thought of not having her is just like, but I never had a conversation with somebody who's going to be in the Dead Parents Club, rather be in my situation where a parent just like drops dead, versus you're waiting. And because I was like, man, I wish I was you, because that way I could spend like all of this time with like my mom before she died. But at the same point, like I'm in that same sort of situation with like grandparents. It's like, maybe I should drop what I'm doing and spend every day up there. You know what I mean? Like, you know, a doctor can easily look at a 90-year-old and be like, if she's lucky, she's got 5 years or 10 years if she's super lucky. You know, it's the same type of concept. So I guess overall, for the first time, I think I actually felt lucky to have lost my mom in the way that I did, which is maybe not lucky, but more, I guess I have more gratitude on my situation than I did before this conversation. And if I was not single, and if I was not, like, this is a friend of mine, but like, I would have not had been with this person or with some of the people I've been with if I was still with my ex, because we just like have a very, my ex is psycho jealous. I mean, I'm not saying I was an angel. I would fucking kill anybody. Ugh. Sorry, we were a very toxic couple. So it's just like half blessing in disguise that like everything is happening. I think it's this goddamn Mercury retrograde or some shit with the planets. I don't really know. But with that said, I'm gonna go to work, because usually I get there like an hour and a half ago so I can leave early, but on these days my entire team's there and they don't all work to the same schedule that I do, which is, you just gotta do what you gotta do. And that's all I gotta say. We're done.